YouTube, BigH trucking. Waiting for my laundry to get done. I'm in Temple. I'm actually waiting for my clothes to dry. I did the first part of it. I'm sitting in Temple, Georgia at a Flying J on exit. I don't know, I forget the exit. On I-20. That's where I'm at. I'm sitting here contemplating whether or not I should go become an owner op. I'm just teasing. That seems to be the hot topic these days with folks from Prime. Landstar. I mean, it's not like there was a mass exodus to Landstar, but there's been, you know, a few folks over the last few months to trickle over there. So I wonder what they're, I'm wondering what they're giving away there. Because the folks I've talked to, and I made a video about this prior to this one. It's like anything else, folks. You either kind of get lucky, and as long as you work hard, you know, what I mean by lucky is like, I got a really good fleet manager. You know, did it start out that way? No, I had to prove myself to my fleet manager. And it's like anything else, you have to prove yourself. You know, you're going to have to prove yourself to these brokers. You know, there's always going to be a middleman somewhere in this trucking industry. That's just a fact. Smoking a butt. You know, so I wonder if the grass is greener on the other side. Now, if I was going to do it, and I'm thinking, believe me, I'm thinking, I would get my own truck and my own trailer. Because that's the right way, and go off the boards. I follow this guy, Just Trucking, and he pretty much lays out the blueprint on how it's done. My only issue is that age, and I don't have any place to put my truck and trailer. I live in New York, I live in the suburbs. There's no room. I drive to the terminal with my car, I park it there in long term, and I stay out 6-7 weeks, bring my truck back to the terminal, and I drive back home. My truck needs to be wrenched on. I'm not wrenching on my truck. I'm giving it to either Peterbilt or Prime to work on. You know, you go to Landstar or buy a new older truck, you're at the mercy of a mechanic that hopefully you may know somebody, and that would be the right thing to do before going that step, would be to build relationships. Because the most important thing is making sure that truck is up and running constantly. And if you're at the mercy of some stranger to fix your car and to be honest with you about what's going on, you're playing Russian roulette, which is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Another rule of thumb is if you're going to buy a truck, you got to make sure you at least have $20,000 to $30,000 of disposable liquid cash in the event that an engine blows. Do these folks have it? I don't know. Maybe they do. But maybe they don't. Maybe they're just taking a chance. And there's nothing wrong with taking a chance. As long as your bases are covered, take that chance. I'm all for it. But if your bases are not covered and you just go on a song and a prayer, a lot of times that's going to backfire on you. But I want to make the money. I'm going to make the money. Because you know what? Prime showed us that you can make a lot of money, but there's even more money out there, and there's more freedom, right? Or is there? You know, if you're going to be over the road trucking, can you really afford to go home for 10 days to 2 weeks and work 2 weeks. I'm sorry. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble. But if you think for 1 second, just because you are an owner of a truck and you bring it to a company and you think that you can run 2 weeks and you can get the best loads each and every time and going for 10 days, you're sadly mistaken, man. It don't work like that. Landstar and Mercer and all these other companies, they got a business to run. They want to be profitable. And if they got a driver who owns their own truck but wants to be home for 10 days every 2 weeks, do you think you're going to get great runs? Do you think Landstar is going to keep you afloat, keep you going? But we're really chasing the money, right? There's some weeks I gross nearly $8,000, especially now with this new Christmas or this holiday incentive or bonus, whatever you want to call it, between $200 and $700 extra on top of the load. There's a possibility I'm going to see paychecks I've never seen before. Because again, anybody who says that they're not out here for the money, I find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that you're away from your family, your friends, unless of course you don't like them and you're out here to avoid them. But I think not. I think we're out here to make as much money as humanly possible. Because where else are you going to go and put $3,000 in your bank account after you pay your expenses a week? Where are you going? Unless you've got some sort of skill set. But with that comes hard work and sacrifice too. But unless you've got that certain skill set, you can't go. I don't know of any other industry that you can go and make that kind of money with some hustle. And consistently too. You may have 1 or 2 bad weeks here or there, but consistently putting more money in your account than you ever have before. Now, that's not true for me because I've had extremely phenomenal years. But for a large percentage of the truckers out there, that's a hell of a payday. Now, as an owner-op, you can go to the next level with that. Providing that it all works out. Your truck holds the test of time. You've got a good broker. You're in good freight lanes. The market's great. The market ain't gonna last like this forever, guys. That's one thing I remind myself. The market right now is historically the best it's ever been. How long is it gonna stay like this for 10, 15 years? Probably not. We're entering inflationary times. The Fed just admitted to it. They're eventually going to raise interest rates. They raise interest rates, it's a ripple effect. It's going to affect companies and industry and what people buy and how much people spend. I just hope that these folks who are leaving Prime because the grass is green on the other side, I hope the best for them. I really do. I have no ill will. I always will respect the person who decides to move forward. But make sure when you move forward, everything I just said, you have pretty much covered. Because if not, you're going to be back at Prime or you're going to go to another company. It's a fact of life. Again, when you leave a company, you have some time under your belt, you go somewhere else, you gotta start from scratch again. You're just not gonna come out of the box running. So with that being said, I'm gonna go in and get my laundry. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm nearly at 300. It's free to push that button, please do. My content may not be the most sexiest content, but it's my journey. It's my story. It's the way I see it. I'm trying to share my experiences, and hopefully that, you know, one or two people will listen. Because at the end of the day, Prime is not a bad company. Prime is not bad company. Got a lot of resources. So, anyway, with that being said, peace out.